I feel like that it's my duty to keep the craft alive. I may not be selling boots and hats, but he started as a custom saddle maker, and to me, it's my obligation to carry that on through my family. My name is Clint Wilkinson. I'm a leather artist here in Denton, Texas. I grew up in a saddle shop. My granddad started his business in the western wear and saddle making business in 1957, and I was born in 1982. A unique fact is that my grandfather traded a saddle for my doctor bill, and thankfully the doctor took that trade, otherwise I may not have gotten out of the hospital. But anyway, I grew up in his saddle shop and learned the craft from him at a very early age, and learned how to treat people, learned how to learn customer service and things like that. I've always been into art, always. You know, growing up in a western saddle shop, you're introduced to a form of art with leather work. You're introduced to western paintings, things like that. So I've always been into drawing and art and craft and things like that. One day I see my grandfather walk up to the door, and I'm having a stressful day. You know, I have all these projects. I have projects for DC shoes that I'm working on, Volcom, just all these things. And here he is. He's just kind of slowly walking up to the door. And I know what he's doing. He's getting ready to go back and sit back in his shop and just, read the paper, work on leather, things like that. And I was just like, at that moment, it was just like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not continuing on what he's created for us for all these years. I'm like rebelling. I'm like trying to distance myself from whatever I grew up in for whatever reason. I don't know. I was just kind of lost. And it was at that moment I started to question what I was doing. I was already having issues with anxiety and stress because of the job. I was already questioning what's going to happen to the business if I don't try to breathe life back into it. So there was a lot of questioning that was going on that ultimately started, what I'm doing today. You got one life. You got one life. You're going to die with absolutely nothing. So why not just go ahead and take the plunge? What's it going to hurt? If it doesn't work out, at least you tried. If it does work out, then you're set up doing for the rest of your life, doing what you want to do. There's a lot of people who are currently kind of getting into the hobby of making things and stuff like that, which is a good thing because it kind of takes their mind away from their full-time job. But I see the timidness to take that extra step to do it full-time. And I would rather see somebody do my craft full-time than be timid and not, take the leap, take the plunge, because you'll learn a lot about yourself too. I learned a lot about myself when I took the plunge. I left a for sure deal. I mean, I left a full-blown salary. I have a wife and 2 kids. Some people think that I'm crazy for doing it, but I had no choice. I couldn't keep going the way I was going. You've got to make a lot of adjustments too. You're going to have to make a lot of lifestyle adjustments, more than likely, because you're not going to make that for sure paycheck. You got to live by faith, because I got to tell you, there's times where, especially when I started this journey, that I wasn't getting any orders and I didn't know what to do. And the only thing you got is faith to believe something's going to happen good at some point in time. As far as leatherwork goes, I think what I'm trying to teach the everyday person is patience. I came from the fast-paced world where it was instant gratification, it was right now. Anything that I wanted happened at the click of a button. But when you come to me for a piece, likely you're going to have to wait several months before you get it, and you're going to have to trust that what I'm making for you is what you envision. So there's a lot of trust, there's a lot of patience that's involved, and in the end I think it's teaching people how to slow down.